Hello everyone, my name is Pritika Punya and today I am going to present a seminar on the topic morphology and variants with degenerative changes in leiomyoma. We will study this topic under the following headings, which includes definition, epidemiology, etiopathogenesis of leiomyoma, gross and microscopy of leiomyoma, classification of leiomyoma, variants of leiomyoma and its degenerative changes. Now, leiomyoma is commonly known as fibroid and it is the most prevalent benign tumor found in the uterus. It developed from the smooth muscle cells of the myometrium. These tumors are frequently seen during the reproductive age and they are classified as estrogen-dependent tumors. Now, coming to its epidemiology, it is the most common benign tumor of the uterus and it is also the most common pelvic tumor in women. It occurs in 20 to 30% of women of reproductive age and the peak age is 35 to 45 years. It is rare before puberty and it is classified as estrogen and progesterone dependent tumor. It enlarges during reproductive years and pregnancy and it regresses after menopause and it is more common in nulliparous women. It is multiple rather than solitary and positive family history increases its risk. Now, coming to its etiology, the exact cause of leiomyoma is unknown. The following factors are implicated, which includes genetic factors, hormonal factors, then we will see its growth factors and some risk factors. Now, under genetic factors, it is a monoclonal neoplasm and the common genetic abnormalities include MED12 mutations. Positive family history increases risk. Hormonal factors are estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen promotes growth of leiomyoma and progesterone also stimulates tumor growth. It enlarges during pregnancy and it regresses after menopause. Now coming to growth factors, it is due to increased expression of transforming growth factor beta, that is TGF beta, insulin-like growth factor IGF, epidermal growth factor EGF, platelet-derived growth factor PDGF. These factors stimulate smooth muscle cell proliferation plus extracellular matrix production. Risk factors are the women who are in reproductive age, that is 35 to 45 years, and nulliparity, early menarche, obesity and positive family history also increases its risk. Now coming to its pathogenesis, it is a monoclonal tumor. It arises from a single smooth muscle cell of the myometrium. So it is a monoclonal neoplasm. Genetic mutations are most commonly that involved are MED12 gene mutation and hormonal influences are estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen stimulates smooth muscle proliferation while progesterone also promotes its growth. It enlarges during reproductive years and pregnancy and it regresses after menopause. Growth factors. Growth factors stimulate proliferation of smooth muscle cells plus also increase extracellular matrix production. Now combinedly, etiopathogenesis is predisposing factors are family history and genetic abnormalities that will lead to mutation in myometrial smooth muscle cell, which is monoclonal proliferation that will increase its sensitivity to estrogen and progesterone and it leads to activation of growth factors, that is TGF beta, EGF, IGF and PDGF. and this will lead to smooth muscle cell proliferation plus increased extracellular matrix production, which includes collagen, fibronectin, proteoglycans, that leads to leiomyoma. Now coming to its growth morphology, it is well circumscribed, round, firm tumors, grey-white in color, and a whorled appearance is seen on cut surface. It may be single or multiple. Size varies from microscopic nodules to large masses, and it is usually surrounded by a pseudocapsule formed by compressed myometrium. This is leiomyoma of the uterine myometrium. In this picture, the uterus is open to reveal multiple tumors in submucosal, subserosal, intramural location that display firm white appearance on sectioning. Now, microscopic morphology of leiomyoma. Interlacing bundles of smooth muscle cells are present that are fascicles, and cells are spindle shaped with abundant eosinophilic cytoplasm and elongated blunt ended, that is cigar shaped nuclei, minimum atypia, rare mitotic figures, and no tumor necrosis is there. So as you can see in the picture, leiomyoma uterus, microscopy shows whorls of smooth muscle cells which are spindle shaped, having abundant cytoplasm and oval nuclei. In this picture, leiomyoma showing well differentiated, regular, spindle shaped smooth muscle cells that are associated with hyalinization. Now its classification. It is of three types: intramural, submucosal, and subserosal, as you can see in this diagram. Intramural leiomyoma. It is located within the myometrium and it is the most common type. It causes enlargement of the uterus and may lead to menorrhagia and pelvic pain. Submucosal leiomyoma, it lies beneath the endometrium, projects into the uterine cavity, and it often causes heavy menstrual bleeding and infertility, and it may become pedunculated and form a fibrinoid polyp in later stages. Subserosal leiomyoma, it lies beneath the endometrium, it projects into the uterine cavity. It is often causes heavy menstrual bleeding and infertility, and it may become pedunculated and form a fibrinoid polyp. This is section surface of the uterus, shows multiple circumscribed firm nodular masses of variable size, that is submucosal, which are indicated by white arrows, and intramural in location, which are indicated by black arrows in the picture, having characteristic whorl appearance. This is the opened up uterine cavity, shows an intrauterine gestational sac with placenta, that is indicated by an white arrow, and a single circumscribed enlarged firm nodular mass in intramural location, that is indicated by black arrow, having grey-white whorled pattern. Now coming to its variants, that are cellular, atypical, bizarre leiomyoma, mitotically active, epithelioid, and myxoid variants. Cellular leiomyoma. It shows increased cellularity compared to ordinary leiomyoma. It contains closely packed smooth muscle cells. It has little connective tissue stroma, and it has no significant atypia or necrosis, and it behaves as a benign tumor. Mitotically active leiomyoma, it shows increased mitotic activity. Tumor cells retain normal morphology and significant nuclear atypia is absent. Coagulative tumor necrosis is also absent, and it has a benign clinical course. Atypical bizarre symplastic leiomyoma. It contains bizarre giant cells, that is why it is also known as bizarre leiomyoma. It shows marked nuclear pleomorphism and hyperchromasia. Mitotic figures are few in number. Tumor necrosis is usually absent, and it usually behaves in a benign manner. Epithelioid leiomyoma. It is composed of round or polygonal cells. Cells resemble epithelial cells rather than spindle cells, and it is arranged in nest or sheets, and it is an uncommon variant of leiomyoma. Myxoid leiomyoma. It contains abundant myxoid, that is mucoid stroma. It has a soft gelatinous appearance. Smooth muscle cells are separated by myxoid material, and it is also benign in nature. Now we will see some degenerative changes that are associated with leiomyoma. Firstly, we will see why do degenerative changes occur in leiomyoma. So degenerative changes occur because the leiomyoma enlarges faster than its blood supply can increase. As the tumor grows, some areas receive inadequate blood and oxygen and nutrients, leading to ischemia, that is reduced blood supply, and it will lead to degeneration. So as you can see, as leiomyoma enlarges, blood supply become inadequate, ischemia and nutrition deficiency will be there. Due to that, degenerative changes will take place, that are hyaline degenerative change, cystic, myxoid, red, calcific, and fatty degeneration. Now we will study degenerative changes types, that are hyaline degeneration, that is the most common, cystic degeneration, third one is myxoid degeneration, then red carneous degeneration, that is most common during pregnancy, then calcific degeneration, and then fatty degeneration, which is rarest. Now coming to hyaline degeneration, it is commonest degenerative change occurring in about 60% of leiomyoma. It results from chronic inadequate blood supply to the tumor. Smooth muscle cells are gradually replaced by homogeneous eosinophilic hyaline material. In its gross appearance, the tumor appear glassy, homogeneous, and firm. Microscopically, pink acellular hyaline material is seen replacing muscle fiber. It may be focal or may be extensive. Now coming to cystic degeneration. It develops secondary to hyaline degeneration. Liquefaction of hyalinized areas produce cystic spaces. It usually occurs in large fibroids and grossly cystic cavity containing clear fluid are present. The tumor becomes soft and fluctuant. Microscopically, fluid-filled spaces are seen within the leiomyoma. It is due to the liquefaction. Myxoid degeneration. It is caused by accumulation of abundant myxoid, that is mucoid material in the tumor. Gross appearance is the cut surface appears soft, translucent, and gelatinous. Microscopically, smooth muscle cells are separated by myxoid stroma, and it is less common than hyaline degeneration, that is more common. Now coming to red, that is also known as carneous degeneration. It refers to hemorrhagic infarction of the leiomyoma. It commonly occurs during pregnancy. It is caused by venous thrombosis and vascular obstruction within the tumor. Grossly, the tumor appears red, congested, and hemorrhagic. The patients this degeneration will present with sudden severe abdominal pain. Second one is fever, then localized tenderness and uterine enlargement. So you can see in pregnancy due to the venous thrombosis, hemorrhagic infarction is there that will lead to red degeneration. Now coming to calcific degeneration, it occurs in long-standing leiomyomas, especially after menopause. Calcium salts are deposited in areas of degeneration. It is a form of dystrophic calcification. Grossly, the tumor becomes hard and gritty. X-ray may reveal characteristic calcified fibroids. Now coming to the fatty degeneration, it is a rare degenerative change characterized by accumulation of lipid within tumor cell. Grossly yellowish areas may be seen and it is of little clinical significance. As you can see, all the degenerative changes in hyaline degeneration, the characteristic feature is replacement by hyaline material and it is most common. In cystic, liquefaction of hyalinized areas is seen. In myxoid, abundant gelatinous myxoid stroma is present. Red carneus that is common in pregnancy is due to hemorrhagic infarction. Calcific is due to dystrophic calcium deposition and it is common in postmenopausal women. And fatty degenerative change is due to rare lipid accumulation.